Hey, beautiful lovers! Amitabh Elliott here, and this is my first movie review, and I'm going to call this a spiritual, energetic movie review. Um, I want to talk to you a little bit about the movie The Avengers. I went and saw it last week with my friend Giacomo, and I have to say, overall, I was highly disappointed. Not from a movie fan perspective, but from a human perspective. However, I guess it was a good film. I mean, but I wouldn't put it up there with, you know, I'm more into like the Superman, Spider-Man kind of stuff. So what I want to talk to you about is the use of manipulation, mind control, and energetic manipulation, I guess. Um, the film The Avengers is a propaganda piece used to create a sense of patriotism in the viewers, and also to sort of, I guess you would say,
What would you say? What would I say? That's my job. I'm making the video.
there we go. I was actually going to stop the video and start over again, but desensitize the public towards the idea of alien invasions and the use of nuclear weapons. So basically, I want to tell you, first off, I'm going to say it straight out. Please, for your own good, Google something called Project Bluebeam, because this film uses Project Bluebeam and the ideas around it as its primary plot, I think. Project Bluebeam is basically an idea to create a false rapture or a false alien invasion for the use of as a false flag terrorism event to control the population and or invade another country and or steal resources, whatever, install martial law. And the chemtrails that they've been spraying for years in the skies, you see the crisscrossing in the skies if you're attentive to it, are there to embed the skies with metals and chemicals so that there's a background screen for holograms. And if you look on YouTube, I'm going to give you a couple things to check out, and I'm going to try to post the links below also. Google or YouTube hologram China and watch that video. YouTube, you probably won't be able to find it though, but everybody saw the Tupac thing. I didn't see it. I don't need to see it. I know it looks exactly like him because I saw the Elvis with Celine Dion when they did the hologram performance. I think it was on the Grammys with Elvis and Celine Dion, and it looked like Elvis was there. And then you look at this China hologram thing. You also type in Jesus in the sky in YouTube, and you're going to see Jesus on a cross in the sky. You don't see like multicolored Jesus, you see a cross in the sky. It looks like Jesus on a cross in the sky. I really want to warn people about the mind control techniques in this film. Sorry, I'm moving around so much. I'm sort of leaning against this tree, and I didn't really get myself a super comfortable spot, I guess. So the premise of the film is they have a threat of alien invasion, eventually the aliens do invade. And the U.S. solution is a nuclear weapon, to detonate a nuclear weapon on New York. Of course, New York is in the movie too, because New York, they're invoking the patriotism of 9/11 by using New York, external threat, and again, 9/11 reference, and trying to reinstigate that fear in you, so that you'll be more susceptible to the beliefs that they implant in this movie. And the other beliefs are, and the brainwashing is, that America is the good guy, and America saves the day, that America is here to help you, that America basically is the answer. And the way they achieve this is with Captain America in the film. He's sort of kind of the star. Him and the Hulk are sort of the stars of the film. Of course, to make the Hulk the star because he's a big green monster and he's awesome. But Captain America is sort of, they use him as the voice of reason in this film. And throughout the whole film, he's the guy that is sort of more logical. He's the guy that's sort of keeping everybody on point. He's the guy that, in the end, he saves Iron Man. Iron Man's about to die and by being shredded in the engine, and Captain America saves. And in the very end of the film, after the Avengers win, Captain America is predominantly focused and shown on the news. They talk about the Avengers. Oh, the Avengers. But Captain America saved my life. Captain America, Captain America. And they show Captain America. They don't really show the other Avengers so much in this news broadcast. And so I want, hopefully, people to look into Project Bluebeam, not to be afraid, but to be aware of this agenda. So in case it happens, at least you're not so afraid, and you don't fall for their tricks. 9/11 was a big, massive brainwashing event to make people afraid, so that the U.S. could use people's fear to take away your rights, to create a and further a military-industrial complex empire, and install U.S. bases all around the world. They, interestingly, if you look at a map of the Middle East, they went into Afghanistan first, then they went into Iraq, and now they're talking seriously about Iran. And look at that, and look where Iran is. Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran. And tell me that it doesn't look like something Hitler would have done. Surround the country you ultimately surround, the end game. Iran is where they want to be. So you go for Afghanistan. They wanted to be in Afghanistan for certain reasons, to install the pipeline in the Caspian Sea, to oust the Taliban so they could up the production of poppy and therefore create more drug sales with opium and heroin. And then in Iraq, you have Saddam Hussein, who was threatening to stop selling oil in U.S. dollars. We have the petrodollar issue again. And now, and there was another issue also that to do with angle drilling in the first Iraq war. You could look into that. Type in angle drilling, Iraq war. You'll probably find some interesting things about that. And now in Iran, Ahmadinejad, what is he doing? He's threatening to ditch the petrodollar. He wants to sell oil in something else, another currency, because the U.S. dollar is worth shit. And so This is what's going on. The U.S. is using the film industry to brainwash people. If you've seen Spider-Man 3, right before the last scene, he goes and jumps on a flagpole, and it's got a U.S. flag. It's like, wow, interesting. Patriotism right before the final defeat, right before they win. They invoke the U.S. flag. So I want to talk about one more thing quickly before I end this, and it's the massive brainwashing event in the film Avengers. This is the most important bit of this whole video. Probably should have talked about it in the beginning, just in case you didn't watch the whole thing, but I'm glad you did. And so in the very end, they capture Loki, and he's faced basically the Hulk captures him, and Loki says, "I'm a god. You can't touch me. I'm a god. Bow to me. I'm a god." And the Hulk just picks him up and smashes him like 20 times, back and forth, and you can imagine it's really, really funny. The whole theater erupts. It's so funny, and when you invoke that much laughter, the whole heart, the collective heart of the audience opens, along with the individual hearts, with laughter and joy. And then the next scene is the Avengers. They've got Loki now, and you got the guy with the bow and arrow, this bow and arrow, and he's got it aimed sights on Loki. And then you're faced with a scenario where you're not sure if they're going to kill him or not. And so what that does is, when a question is asked of the brain, an answer must arise. It's just the nature of the brain. It's the nature of consciousness. Ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. Jesus said it. But it's true. You ask a question and you'll get an answer every time. And even if it's not the answer you're looking for. And so the question they ask is, unconsciously, is, are they going to kill him? And the audience answers the question. They want them to kill him. Because I feel energy, and everybody in that audience closed their heart chakra en masse, on cue. And that is very, very dangerous. When they open you up like that, and then they slam you shut, who knows what they put in there in between, in between the two scenes. And I mean, on top of that, they've used the entire film to condition you to want to kill, because the entire film is kill, 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 kill. Everybody's getting killed, and kill the bad guys, kill the bad guys, kill the bad guys. And so what this does is it makes you okay with killing bad guys. It doesn't invoke compassion, that's for sure. And so when your heart chakra's open and then you want to kill, you are creating a deep energetic belief, energetic pattern, memory, and a mental belief that it's good to kill, that it's okay to kill your enemies. And then, of course, the U.S., they use a nuke in this film also. The solution is a nuke to the extraterrestrial problem. So we have, pardon me, I gotta sneeze. Sorry. The answer with the U.S. is always nukes, 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 and they used the nukes to, they used it in the second Iraq War to go into Iraq, and we found there were no nukes. And so they're playing this nuke card, and it's especially interesting after Fukushima, which I'm starting to believe that the U.S. caused. You know, I thought that's crazy. There was an earthquake, a tsunami. How is that self-inflicted wound. But there's apparently, I mean, I don't know everything, but there's apparently evidence that there was a nuke blown up in the bottom of the ocean that created that earthquake and tsunami. And who knows? All I know is the Avengers is a massive, massive brainwashing, massive propaganda piece to open your heart and input beliefs of patriotism, input energetic patterns of fear and hate and okayness with killing, and to probably take out your compassion, destroy your compassion. So when you see films like this, I would highly recommend a technique that Eckhart Tolle uses, and in fact, when you watch any media, any mass media, when you watch anything at all, and just in your daily life, but especially when you're watching films, and especially when you're watching television. And Eckhart Tolle teaches to hold up your hand, and do this with me now. Close your eyes, hold up one of your hands, and ask the question, how can I know that my hand is still there? And when you ask that question, you'll feel something. And you might feel vibration, you might feel sensation in your hand. And just try to feel the inside of your hand and see if it's still there with your eyes closed. And then once you get that, once you feel that, hold up your other hand and feel them both. And then feel your hands and your feet. And then try to feel your whole body. And practice this. Because what it does is it gives you awareness. It increases your awareness. And so when you're watching a film or a television show, it's highly beneficial to keep some awareness in your hands or in your body in some way. And I don't think the use of keeping your awareness on your breathing is a good way of doing it, because I think it's too easy to get off your breathing. I think using the hands, like Eckhart Tolle talks about, is really good, and that's what I did in the film, so as not to get sucked in, because I could feel myself being pulled in and out of the film, in and out of consciousness, and my awareness and my, it's trying to invoke fear. It's trying to get you to connect with this film and identify with it. And this is the worst thing you can do, is to identify with someone else's belief systems, and even more so your own. It's trying to create belief systems in you, because the people who make media and the governments know that we are all controlled by our belief systems. We act 99.9% based on our unconscious belief systems about the world. And so if they can create belief systems, they can control you. So I hope that you are never controlled. I hope that you are free and you discover your freedom and your unlimited nature. And I hope that you discover your love, who you are, and you don't close your heart, because this is what it's trying to do. It's trying to close your heart and realize, that they opened up your heart with the laughter scene with the Hulk, and then they closed it. So it's like almost like, no, you're open. No, don't be afraid. Be afraid. Close your heart. And that's the message, the energetic and spiritual, unconscious message that they're delivering is close your heart, keep your heart closed. It's better to stay afraid and have a heart closed, have a closed heart. But I'm telling you, it's not. It's better to open. It's better to be compassionate. It's better to express love and to not be affected by outward circumstances and even internal thoughts especially. So I hope you are at peace, and I love you. And also check out www.worldpeacenow, which is my website to teach you how to meditate if you want to learn how to regain more control over yourself. Love you.